Hello and welcome to our latest unboxing video. I'm Eliza here at the Hatfield Public Library and I have a big, really pretty big box of nonfiction books. So I'm just going to start going through all of these. Rulebreaker, The Life and Times of Barbara Walters by Susan Page. Not sure I need to say much more. I think a lot of people are going to want to read this. Great cover. We have Sociopath, a memoir by Patric, PhD. Um, this one has definitely been making the news because it's a memoir by a woman who is a diagnosed sociopath. Clearly, sociopaths have a bit of a bad reputation, but she sort of talks about how she's navigated life and how it's maybe not like I guess like the end of the world to be a sociopath. Um, Reading the Constitution by Stephen Breyer. He says, Why I Choose Pragmatism, Not Contextualism. He is, it says, former Associate Justice, Supreme Court. Oh, yes, recently retired Supreme Court Justice. I guess maybe they're all Associate Justice. I've never really seen them called Associate Justices before. Okay, I won't get distracted. He's a retired justice, and he is talking about ways to interpret the Constitution. Clearly, a big thing in U.S. politics right now. We have Where Rivers Part, A Story of My Mother's Life by Kalia Lang. Very evocative photo on the cover here. And this is about a woman, memoir. It's about a Hmong family's epic journey to safety, told from the perspective of the author's incredible mother who survived. It says she was born in 1961 in Laos. Wow, it just sounds like just like had to go on the run, ended up in different countries, eventually ended up in the United States, had to support children. Yes, sounds like a very riveting story. We have Somehow by Anne Lamott, Thoughts on Love. Very sweet, slim volume. It's her 20th book, exploring the power of love in our lives. We have Takeover, Hitler's Final Rise to Power by Timothy W. Ryback. Not about current U.S. politics, but I think sometimes these things can feel pertinent. A dramatic recounting of the 6 critical months before Adolf Hitler assumed power, when the Nazi leader teetered between triumph and ruin. We have Native Nations, Millennium in North America by Kathleen Duval. It says both scholarship and storytelling. Ooh, this one is heavy. You can tell I wonder if there's photos. Although I guess that if it's, I don't know. I don't know why it seems like a heavier than average book. Long before the colonization of North America, the indigenous Americans built diverse civilizations. The North American cities rivaled urban centers around the world in size. So this is sort of talking about before colonization and then how I think it sounds like some of the sort of stories we've heard, maybe shifting them a little bit. The Age of Grievance by Frank Bruni, who's wrote a lot of stuff. He has really written a lot of stuff. I think, yeah, and he's been a columnist for the New York Times. So in this, he has exploring the way grievance has come to define our current culture and politics. Grown Woman Talk by Sharon Malone, MD, Your Guide to Getting and Staying Healthy. I think I mentioned this. I was like, in a few videos ago, I was confused about whether another book might be this book, but I think this is the book I was thinking of, where each chapter is written by a different author, and it's all about sort of health and stuff maybe this isn't, I don't know. There was one book that was supposed to be each chapter was written by a different author. Maybe someday I'll get to it. Um, but this one says it's for every woman who felt marginalized and overwhelmed by the healthcare system, part medical handbook, part memoir, part sister girl cheerleader. Okay, so no, this is all written by Dr. Sharon Malone, but definitely seems like something that a lot of people are going to want to read. There's all so this one's hard to read in the video because of the color choice, but it's There's Always Next Year on Basketball and Ascension by Hanif Abdurraqib, and he is the author of the National Book Award finalist A Little Devil in America. But this is not a novel. This is a personal reflection on basketball, life, and home. Says his writing is always poetry. I don't know. I think it must just, I don't think he was a professional basketball player. I think it's just maybe about him playing basketball and about his life, since it says he's a poet and essayist. The Age of Magical Overthinking, Amanda Montell. It says Notes on Modern Irrationality. I like this sort of slightly hallucinogenic cover. Oh, she hosts a podcast called Sounds Like a Cult. Says the blend of cultural criticism and personable narrative that explores our cognitive biases. Oh, that sounds interesting. That sounds very interesting. Maybe I'll try the podcast. I like a podcast. So, Bad Therapy: Why Kids Aren't Growing Up. Oh my gosh, it's a very sad cover. It's by Abigail Shrier. And it's an investigation into the mental health industry that says that it's harming, not healing American children. So this journalist is saying the problem isn't the kids, it's the mental health experts. And there's interviews and yeah, just how she's supporting her thesis. We have Age of Revolutions by Fareed Zakaria, known for writing a lot about current events. And he's a CNN host. He's exploring both the past and present, looking at, I guess, periods of revolution. Wait, let me see. It says 17th century Netherlands, French Revolution, Industrial Revolution, and then I think he ties them in with stuff happening today. On the Move by Abraham Lustgarten, The Overheating Earth and the Uprooting of America. Oh, okay. So this is about climate migration and how tens of millions of people are expected to be driven from their homes and where they're going to go and how that's basically going to change everything, right? We have The Wide, Wide Sea by Hampton Sides, Imperial Ambition, First Contact, and the Fateful Final Voyage of Captain James Cook. I think this will probably appeal to people who enjoyed The Wager, the very popular book, The Wager. And we've had a number of other seafaring books that get very popular. Last of all, we have one that will have local interest. We have Chasing Beauty, The Life of Isabel Stewart Gardner by Natalie Dykstra. Famously, the Isabel Stewart Gardner Museum is in Massachusetts. I think a lot of people have been there and will be interested in that. I sort of had never really I guess thought a lot about Isabel Stewart Gardner herself, but it says she was born in 1840 to a privileged New York family, misunderstood, suffered the death of her only child. Oh my God. Had a lot of friendships with famous people and with artists. So I think a lot of people will be, interested in her life. And that was my entire box. Thanks. Bye.